Hey everybody, I'm Star, and welcome to my new Let's Play series, which is going to be on Diablo 2 Median XL mod. If you've never heard of Diablo 2, you are in for a treat. If you have heard of Diablo 2, this is a total conversion mod, which is going to change a lot of the things that you know about this game, so it's still going to remain interesting. And if you do know what Median XL is, then you're probably a cool person. Also, this is going to be played on the D2 Maniac server. The link to all that can be found in the description, as well as a place to download this mod if you get interested. So, don't take my password. I already did play one character so far. There was a recent server patch, so the ladder reset, and I was going to play this character, but a whole lot went wrong for me, so I'm playing a new one. Deciding I'm going to switch over to Zahn.
Fear the wild.
This is Star. Because now I'm French. I thought of that for a while. It always takes me a long time to think of character names. Now I'm Zistar. It's like the lightsaber. Anyway, I'm just gonna jump into this, not play with anyone for right now. I mean, this is a server. If you're unfamiliar with it, you can. A lot of people are starting new because this patch just came out, so everyone's restarting at the same grounds. I'm only a few hours behind. I actually did like 2 hours of commentary on that other character until it just completely disappointed me, the way one of the spells works. And going with Zahn because I want to play it. ZZ, just creating my own server right now to get started, because I think too much would be going on the screen if it was 8 people in here at once. And would like to just start the single player off. First of all, Median XL version Omega release 001. There is the website. It is also in the description. Big shout out to Brother Laz, who made this mod all by himself. Didn't make Diablo 2, obviously, but made this whole mod by itself. And there is a lot new to this complete total conversion. A lot of things you know about Diablo are going to be changed. If you do decide to get this mod, there is so much new stuff. Please do not ask me questions. You're going to need to constantly check the website for all the documentation. It's all there. I can't answer everyone. I'm not going to. One other thing, you start off with this Pearl of Wisdom, which will tell you a lot of things, and if you transmute it in your cube, it'll tell you a whole bunch of different facts. But I'm not a noob. I've played this mod plenty before. 2 patches ago, I played on this server as a melee sorceress, which is probably, they got buffed a lot. Melee sorceress is probably crazy right about now, but I'm going to be playing Zahn. I tried playing a cold sorceress, but one of my favorite skills was changed in a way that was supposed to buff it, but it really let me down, and it's completely different. For a lot of this, I'm gonna try and assume that you know what Diablo is, because I've played through the single-player campaign, or just whatever, so many times, I cannot even tell you. Like, I know exactly what I'm doing. Going to the Den of Evil right now. If you don't know what the Den of Evil is, I mean, I've been meeting more and more people lately who don't know what Diablo is, which is surprising and disappointing. If you don't know what Diablo is, you're really in for a treat. To compare this to Terraria, which I recently did the Let's Play on, they are nothing alike, but I originally wanted to play Terraria because I saw that it added boss monsters. I thought it would be like an awesome addition to that kind of game where you can go around, start trying to kill some stuff, and actually be more of an RPG, which it really wasn't. And I can't blame it for what it is, because it is what it is, whatever. But, what is my change weapons? There it is. Bam, Ghost Arrow. This game is a lot about skills. You also probably notice, if you're familiar with D2, every single skill in the game is new. These are not the regular skill trees. Everything is something new in this game. There's tons and tons of new items, ridiculous amounts, where you're just getting into this game, it's going to be overwhelming, and I cannot recommend this enough. If you haven't played Diablo, it's worth it. If you have played Diablo, it's worth it. Even if you've already played Median XL, it's still worth it. It's a great mod. I'm just going to grab this shrine, why not? And why not grab that? First thing, of course, you got to do is find the Den of Evil. Go in there and start killing monsters. That's the first very basic newbie quest that you get. I'm holding off going on there a little bit because it is a little bit difficult for a Zahn to do in this mod. There are some... Poop. I gotta change that up too. In the beginning of this mod, there's like a mini-boss at the end of the Den of Evil, which is quite difficult for Amazon, in my opinion. Or at least Bozon. they don't start with many options. That makes it easy for them to kill things, so I want to level up a little bit before I get in there and get some skill points going. That's not going to help me enough yet. Ghost Arrow, which is actually my favorite skill in the game, which I'm probably going to be using a ton. You can see I'm going to walk behind this barn, and it actually shoots one arrow that goes through walls and does quite a bit of damage. So that's a really cool spell, and the more points you put into it, the more arrows it will start shooting up to a maximum. I believe the most you can get is 4 arrows shooting at once, which it does a lot of damage. There are also... Well, we'll talk about the actual skills when I get to them. What I'm casting here is Bloodlust, which increases party damage by 15%, spell damage 10%, lasts a short amount of time. So it's something, you know, worth keeping on pretty much at all times. For now, I'm just going to have that, because that, I can't keep casting Ghost Arrow all day right now. I don't have enough mana. Eventually, it won't be a problem at all for Amazon. And they are pretty much a very straightforward class. I was trying to make my my sorceress kind of a weird build. That caster sources in this are a little bit... they're very, very fragile. It's hard to do a lot of the later Uber quests in this, which, by the way, there are some very, very, very powerful endgame late bosses that make this mod a whole lot funner, where, you know, it's not just you kill Diablo, you kill Baal, and then you're done with everything you need to do. In regular Diablo, there's also Uber Tristram, but Uber Tristram does not compare in the slightest to what this mod has in store for you when you get to the end. So that should be exciting when I get there, and you know, if you have your doubts about this series and you're trying to get into it, trust me, as it gets further, it's going to be more and more interesting, and yeah. Bozan starts very, very slowly. From my experience, that they don't start with the most powerful options, like I've already said, where I don't even want to go into the Den of Evil yet. When I was my sorceress, I just waltzed in there and destroyed everything, just straight up really quickly. She needs mana and stuff. What's going on with that? At any time, if there's something I don't mention what it is, and you're really, really curious, go ahead and leave a comment, but if it's something that you want to know because you've been playing the mod, please check the documentation first. If you're just watching and I walk over something and don't mention it, then you can go ahead and ask me what's up with that, because a lot of things I'm going to ignore just because I have so much experience with the game. I've played through single player thousands, literally probably 1,000 times I've gone through the single player mode, because this used to be my game. I played tons and tons of it. Ridiculous amounts of Diablo 2. Looking very much forward to Diablo 3 as well. So there's probably going to be a couple things that I'm just going to waltz right over and you're going to have no idea what's going on. So I'm going to try and mention everything for those of you who haven't played. At the same time, I feel weird mentioning some things because Diablo 2 is such a classic that you should just know. You should know what's going on right now. Just, you should know. There isn't too much of storyline to the game. There is a lot of lore behind the game, but in Diablo 2, all you really need to know is that I'm out to kill the Prime Evils, which is, I'm probably going to name it wrong, Indariel. Indariel, then you kill Mephisto, and Diablo. And then, I might be forgetting one. I don't know, I feel really scrubby saying how many times I've played through it, and I have to like second guess myself and be like, yeah, is that it? I'm not going to show any cutscenes or anything. It's just, if you want to watch the cutscenes when I get to them, you can probably Google them and be like, oh, this is the Act 2 cutscene, cool. I'm skipping over, like I said, everything story-wise. It's not entirely necessary. And, gonna rejoin. Dun, 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 dun. I just want to get enough kills before I go into the Den of Evil, so that I can have, so I can be a little bit stronger. Which is hard to do, because I haven't really picked up any items. In the early game of this, it's not a good idea to pick up much stuff. Because most of the stuff you pick up is only going to sell for like 1 gold. And then, whoops, shouldn't have picked that up. And then, most of the other stuff you can't equip, or blah blah. I already did do, by the way, as I was saying in the very beginning of this, 2 hours of commentary on my sorceress, which I just gave up on. So for that fact as well, I might also just run past something and not make a big deal about it, because I've already done it. I didn't get very far. I pretty much just killed Andariel, which is the Act 1 boss. Which you should all know, and if you don't, shame on you. It's classic. This game, absolute classic. That doesn't matter how old it gets, it's probably still going to remain one of the best games of all time. Forever and ever, unless Diablo 3 really overshadows it, which I don't think is possible. It's going to be a good game, but to overshadow Diablo 2, no way, that ain't happening. And almost level 5. Level 6 I get a new skill, which is really going to help with the Den of Evil. So I should just kind of get in there and start doing my thing. Pumping all my points into dexterity. Each level you get 5 points to put into your respectable stats. And then 1 skill point. For Amazon in this is the bow tree. This is the Javazon tree. I cannot put points in there if I want to go bow. You have to devote to one, which I've kind of always disagreed with, but there are very good passives on each tree, and it's understandable why. It just makes Amazon a little bit more linear than I wish she was. So like all these trees, I can't use them except for bow. This is a neutral tree, which you can put however many points you want into it. And Wings of Wrath increases my movement speed, which I always stack crazy amounts of points into any game I play. I always say this, I always go for the fastest moving, fastest attacking class that I can get. That's just how I like to play. And Wings of Wrath late game, you like teleport around the map with how fast you start to run, depending on how much you devote to it. Which I like. Amazon is a very squishy class. They don't take a lot of hits. Bozon at least. Spears on can take quite a bit. They have a lot that boosts their defense, but Amazon, Bozon, very squishy. But what you have on your side is that you can run around and dodge things, kite things very appropriately. Make sure you don't even take damage, because once you do, you're probably going to die. And you've also got tools like Ghost Arrow, which shoots through walls. So, sometimes you won't even need to be in the face of enemies in order to kill them, which is really cool in my opinion. I almost, though, wish Ghost Arrow didn't go through walls, just so that it could be a little bit more powerful. Because I don't know, I love the really basic bow attacks, where it's just really simple, it pierces targets, does a lot of damage. You know, that's all that's up with it. I would love to use Ghost Arrow as a main skill, but it doesn't really stack up against Barrage, or what I believe is now called Worm Shot in the most recent patch. So yeah, this is kind of weird. I got used to doing that whole Terraria commentary where I had no idea what I was talking about. Now I know, like, everything. So it's a bit change of pace. When Diablo 3 comes out, definitely doing a Let's Play of that as soon as it comes out. Got to get very big into PvP as well, and everything I possibly can with that game. I got to kill the Shamans. See, that's basic D2 knowledge. I shouldn't even have to say. Shamans resurrect the Fallen. And killing them. But I got to kill the other Shaman. Leave me alone. This is going very slow. Like, seriously, my Source by now, I would have been done and out of here. Because they're very good at spamming early game. Zon doesn't get anything like that until... Let me double check. Yeah, level 6, I could start spamming that skill. Should be pretty soon. Yep. And even for... It's just very low damage all around for the early game. I'm going to end it here. Hopefully that was under 15 minutes so I can upload it on this channel. I still, for some reason, have that 15-minute limit, despite how much I've uploaded. So if you've enjoyed this, you want to support this series, please press the like button. It lets me know that you want to see more. It's motivational. And please subscribe for more. That way you can keep up to date with my latest videos. And that's all I ask of you guys. And I'll continue putting out content. So... catch you guys later until the next episode.